changes over from a Continental engine to a Rolls-Royce turbine engine. So it has been modified to a Silver Eagle modification. Currently what we're doing right now is as we're almost finished loading up the aircraft. We've been here for a couple of days doing our on-scene work, taking any perishable information that we may have. We are going to take the aircraft to a secure facility now today, and then for the next couple of days we will be going through as many of the systems and engine as we can. It is severely damaged with fire. They were going to Houston, Texas, and they were full of fuel, which is where most of the fire damage came from. It'll probably take 2 or 3 more days that we're going to be working on the aircraft, and then in about 14 days I will be writing a preliminary report, and that will be published on the ntsb.gov website. Then it takes several months, of course, to do the final report, and then between 12 and 18 months the final report will be published. One thing that we are going to be going through is we are going to be gathering as much evidence as we can. We've already got a team of guys that are going to be talking to the ATC tower to find out what communications was happening. We are going to be locating, we haven't located them yet, but we are going to be locating the maintenance records. We're going to be looking at the pilot's records. We're going to be looking at the weather. We're going to be checking all the parameters that we can. We don't think there's any issues with the weather or anything at the time, but it will be gone. That's all the factual information I have right now. We are going to be, like I said, we are going to be probably another 48, 72 hours working on this locally, and then the rest will be once information comes in. So I will open it up for a few questions, and go ahead.
What are the names of the victims?
I'm not allowed to give those out at this time because they haven't all been confirmed. The medical examiner will be giving the names.
Can you talk about, I know you haven't looked at the maintenance records, but do you know when it was last serviced, or this was like, I guess, an aircraft that was modified by the owner or the pilot?
Well, O&N modifications, they're the ones that take an aircraft like a P210, and then they have the paperwork that's been approved through the FAA to take that engine out and put a turbine engine in. So O&N out in California are the ones that modified it. It has been recently done. It was a newer aircraft newer to this pilot. But we don't know when and where because I don't have any of that paperwork yet.
Can you talk about in layman's terms, because I know you talk about, I guess it's like a turbine jet-like propulsion?
Yes,
it's
yes.
Still a turbo or
turbo shaft, yeah. Still have a prop, it's a turbo shaft. It's still a little turbine engine that turns a propeller instead of a large jet, but still it's a turbine engine.
As an investigator, does that trigger in your mind that that's something we need to look at, or kind of what does it mean? Is that something that?
No, it's just a different engine. It's just like any other turbine-powered aircraft. There's hundreds of them running around, and no, we'll look at it just as close as we will a piston engine.
You mentioned the aircraft was full of fuel. Can you talk about, is that something you'd be looking at as an investigator, and what could that mean in all of this?
Nothing. It's just that was the intensity of the fire. We'll be looking at the weight of the aircraft. We'll be looking at the engine. We'll be looking at the servicing. We'll be looking at the qualifications of the pilot. We'll look at all the parameters throughout the investigation.
I know you can't say the names of the victims, or that might not yet be confirmed, and that's through the medical examiner's office, but can you say, was this a business trip? Was this a family?
I am believing in that it was a personal trip, personal family trip.
And there were four people on the
Yes.
aircraft, and all four.
Mm-hmm.
Can you confirm who owned the plane?
No, not at this time. I don't have any of that. I don't have the paperwork yet.
Is part of your investigation on the ground so far been able to talk to people who saw those final moments or the takeoff, or
Yes, we have. Yes, we are doing that, and we also are contacting the businesses along the airport because several of them may have videos. So we will be pulling all of the videos that they have.
Have you talked to those folks yet?
We have been talking.
They, in general, said that.
Unfortunately, holiday weekend, all other IT people won't be here till tomorrow, so it'll be picked up tomorrow.
Witnesses who were here at the airport may have seen it. Like, I know we even had some on our airs.
Yeah. Right.
Have you been able to talk to them yet?
I have, and it's basically the same thing the video showed that was on the news. It was on takeoff and 75 feet up in the air and nosed over. So we'll be checking that out. So.
On these smaller aircrafts, can you talk? People think, there has to be like a recording that records the.
Yeah, there's no.
Really on these planes, can you explain that how there's really not a black box?
Yeah, there's
data you can
on personal aircraft. There's no black boxes. There's no CVR, cockpit voice recorder. Those are on the large, pay for hire type aircraft. So there's no boxes. There are engine perimeter boxes that are on some of the smaller ones that just give you the perimeters of how the engine was running. We're going to look at that, but there's so much fire damage, we don't think we're going to get any usable data off of that.
sorry, go ahead.
How many gallons of fuel were in that plane?
Well, with the modification of this turbine engine, they put another fuel tank in it, and we don't have the paperwork to know what's the max gallons. I don't know.
But there would be more fuel in a turbine engine.
Oh yes, yeah, they burn a lot more fuel than a normal, so they carry a lot more fuel.
And can you talk about just the challenge of just the crash side? Of trying to, now that you're going to move it, I guess maybe you'll have a better chance of trying to, just because it is so damaged from the fires.
Yeah, it's just unfortunately a lot of damage. What we'll do now is we do all of our on scene and we get all of our perishable information that we can without touching anything or moving anything. Then when we take it in, now we'll take the boxes out and see if we can, we actually get inside of all the components. We open up anything we can and look at it. So
This might be information I have to get somewhere else, but do you happen to know when the last time there was a crash here at this airport?
I do not. I don't know that.
Can you
No.
name the ages of the people on board?
No, I don't know that. I don't know that.
You don't know yet when the modification was done exactly.
No, not until I get the paperwork. It's supposed to be. Everybody's, unfortunately, holiday weekend. I apologize, but everybody's gone. I don't have any information. So,
That note of asking the ages, can you confirm whether or not adults, children, any of that?
2 adults, 2 children.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna have to get back out there. We're getting ready to move it, and yes.
Can you confirm the pilot, who the pilot was?
No, I cannot. No, not yet.
What's involved with moving it?
We've got aircraft salvage company here, and they're just scooping it up and putting it on a trailer, and we're going to haul it to a secure facility and take it off and lay it out and just dissect it the best we can. All right, guys, appreciate it. Thank you very much. Oh, you gotta do your thing.
Yeah.
Stuff you want to look up for me? Just not your face. Thank you.
Does it go down to Griffin? Is that where you're going to
Yes,
take it?
yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
Just walk around back there, please.
You're all set.